Adobe Radio, the future of alternative.
We all know that it's called the bionic, the bong, the puff, the blow, the black, the herb, the sensei, the chronic, the sweet Mary Jane, ganja, spliff, reefer, the bad, the Buddha, the homegrown, the ill, the Maui Maui, the method, pop, lethal, turbo, Thai, shake, skunk, stress, wacky, weed, blaze, the boot, dime bag, Scooby-Doo, Bob, bogey, backyard boogie.
Yeah.
It's the Cool Nerd Weed Show. That's Chance.
And that's Sasha.
And you can find us live on Mondays on Adobe Radio at 11 p.m. Eastern. And you can enjoy us at any time. We're very good to consume at any time of day, I should say. It doesn't have to be 420. It doesn't have to be a special time. You don't have to designate it. We are evergreen in so many ways. And we just wanted to gather and just give you a little bit of us, no matter where we are each week, because the world needs healing properties. And we've said it before. Weed's going to save the world.
Yeah, in these trying times, cannabis is the only thing that could possibly ease your mind in all of this strife that's happening around the world.
Yeah. It is something that I feel like everybody, no matter, and there are still so much reefer madnesses and so much stigmas, and also people just know if they like it or they don't. It's okay if you don't like weed. That's cool. You're not in the wrong place. We love you. You're safe here. If you are kind of curious, that's cool too. We will bud tend you. We will take care of you. We're not trying to get you blasted or anything, even though that is what we do personally. But we're really, our aim here is to make cannabis accessible for all who want it. And that's always been the aim for weed. And, working in the industry really gives you insight on how really great the community could be. We have forces of evil that are outside causing chaos, and weed is the same unifier. It's used for medicine in so many ways, even if you don't even realize that's what you're using it for. You are. So we celebrate weed, and we are nerds for weed. And we just like to get together and freaking, and also like the craziest stuff is going on too. We will have a lot to say on the hemp ban and on Congress and on everything. We sure will in the upcoming weeks. Because we do have opinions.
Strong opinions.
So, are you going to smoke, or am I just going to be like a friggin'...
No. I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm going. I have my device, my Puffco, and I have my little hot knife, and I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready to do the thing. But you have a new device.
I do. Can you see it? I can't see myself.
Move back towards your face. There we go. Well, not in front of it, but
I can't see myself. I don't know what it looks like.
Everybody wants to see that beautiful face.
Well, this is also beautiful. Let's do
a side by side. There you go.
Okay. That's me. Yeah, it's freaking stupid background bullshit. But yeah, I just got this. I don't know. I'm a sucker for marketing, and it's been coming across my my page quite a bit. My FYP, I guess, and also I'm gonna turn my background on and off. It's been on my Instagram, targeted ads, and I'm such a sucker. They see me coming. I mean, I'm a consumer. What do you want from me? And this is
stimulating the economy.
Yeah, alone just by buying journals and fucking pot gear. But you don't like pot, but I like to say pot. So this one in particular, I've seen a couple gravity bongs come across my page. They're like designer. This is heavy glass. So I don't smoke out of glass ever. And I don't know why I got the inkling to, but I was just like, I do get on like little kicks where I'm like, maybe smoking, bodying 3 joints per day is probably not the best for combustion for the lungs. Whatevs. I just get on little kicks and I like to have fun smoking devices. We're nerds, so we like to get the nerdy things. And I found this one. This one is NWTN Newton Home. It was just one of the ones that came across my desk. And, Gravity Bongs is that's like college. I actually forgot, and I still feel like I forget how to use one. It's science. The first time I ever used one, definitely the 2-liter bottles, right? Or two.
Yeah,
How do you
it's
make one?
the bucket and the 2-liter bottles are 2-liter bottles.
Yes.
One, you need a reservoir for the water.
Right.
And then
Right. Like
number 2 is the top part, is the bowl. That
Yes.
it's like it creates a suction.
This. Yeah, it creates a sort of vortex of smoke. And even as I talk to you right now, I feel like I don't remember. Okay, so I should light it first.
Okay, there's water in it, right?
Yes. And I did this yesterday. I was beyond blasted. And it's the Cool Nerd Week. Shows us what we got to do. So just expect there to be coughing. I'll try to mute myself, but you'll have to vamp for me. Okay, so, and I did it. I had to look up instructions like a freaking stoner.
Yeah.
Dope. Light it on top.
You're gonna put you packed your bowl right on top.
Yes.
Okay. First things first, and then you're gonna light it.
Yes.
And then pull the bowl piece up.
The bowl piece. The whole bowl piece, or just
the whole.
Got you. Okay.
The whole
Got
apparatus.
you. Slowly.
Right. And it should be
lighting. It is lighting as I go.
Yeah.
It's
like creating
a
vortex.
A cherry vortex of smoke. I don't know if I could. Oh fuck. Boop. Let's try and pick it up. I'm not gonna do it. There's plenty of smoke. Don't worry. Okay. I'm gonna do it.
It's just okay. So you pull it up.
Pull it up.
Smoke,
it's all the way up. I took the bowl out. Right.
And then you put your lips on.
Oh God.
And oh yeah. And that's force it down. You disappeared in a very suspect manner.
Oh no! Don't give that. This is not OnlyFans.
And did you get a hit, Sasha?
I did.
There's a lot of smoke in the studio. Now, while you're doing that, I'm going to hit my Puffco pivot. My Puffco pivot is more of the Beazle by 710 Labs.
Nice.
Little sativa to start my day. Wow, that's quite delicious. I can't do a whole lot of this because then I just get confused.
Mm-hmm. Confused. Oh, that's good stuff. When you do a gravity bong, your entire lungs are filled or expanded. They really are.
Yeah, to capacity.
Literally. I did look like I was doing something dirty there, but
no.
I wasn't.
What?
And I like it. My desk is too small. Oh, I put it's like a 3 cheese blend. I had lemon haze from Garden Greens. I wrote it down in my weed book and also in my weed journal because I'd be forgetting. But oh no, the browser storage.
Ah, damn it.
You're doing so good.
We're getting it. It's in the cloud.
Okay. Should we keep going?
Let's keep going.
Okay. Okay. So, and this. Oh, I wanted to talk about this with you. I guess this will lead into our next thing that we're going to talk about, right? Well, you know, because you know what's in my mind. So I got this brand illicit, and this strain called Animal Star, and I gotta say, and I didn't actually even get it for THC percentage. I don't do that anymore. Okay. I go in for the terps and for, strains that I recognize and that I know that I like. I smoke a lot of weed, and I do have a taste. So I thought this would be good. But it was like 36% THC or something. And I just feel like it smacked me, but it was too much in my body. I don't know even that I would call it an indica, because I did feel kind of a little like I wanted to move, but it did make me feel heavy. So it wasn't that euphoric feeling that you usually get.
Okay.
Which so I wouldn't like say it was bad. It did its job. I need to water it down, which is not, I'm no sissy when it comes to percentages. I certainly smoke a shit ton of weed, but I think even for the heavy hitters, literally these sorts of strains are strange because you don't really know what to expect and stuff. And we'll get into our land race chat in a minute. But all that said, I did have like lemon haze and a little bit of animal star, and I ground it all up. And there's still a little left in the bowl. So we'll see.
Animal Star.
Animal star. Yeah.
I don't think I've had that one.
Yeah. I hadn't seen it either. So I just thought I'd try it. It was again like good and certainly hits. But almost a little like I don't want to say too much but I guess yeah. I wouldn't recommend this to somebody who's like just smoking, but it's got a sweet taste to it. So if you're looking for real kind of medicinal strength, quote unquote, feelings, it's a really classic hybrid moment. I just wanted to mix it up a little bit. I feel like I could use a balance for my own chemistries. You know what I mean?
Is it a cookie strain?
I believe, yeah, it's an animal
Animal
cookies.
Star cookies?
Yeah, animal cookies and Stardog.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's it.
I love those two. Oh God, I love Stardog so fucking much. That's like one of my
Man,
favorite strains of all time.
I miss like a straight Star Dog. That was so good. Man, we had like the most firest of Star Dogs when
The
we were
first
at
time
the
I ever
weed.
had Stardog was here on the East Coast, if you can
Oh,
believe it.
really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure we got it from California. I don't know who was growing it. It was. I think my dude would get Cali weed, and I remember I smoked it with my homie, and we're smoking a one hitter on like the West Side Highway, and we were in the sky, and we were so relaxed, but giggly and good and talkative. It's just such a great strain. Wait, is Stardog a hybrid of something, or is it
I think so. I thought it was like a chem dog
Chem Dog? Yeah, that
cross,
makes sense.
maybe with if I can Starfighter.
Yes, I think that's it. Yeah. Oh, so good. Now we're talking about strains, and we're talking about aspects of strains and what we like in different strains. And the whole reason why we do this is because weed does come from kind of all weed comes from these core strains that have been around, and we've talked about them quite a bit in the earlier shows. And I think they're just coming around to be talked about again. And I think it's interesting because when you talk about sativa, indica, hybrid, so on and so forth, I think it's important to note that those are not necessarily what you think they mean. So that's why you can smoke something labeled as an indica and feel like your heart is racing, and the reverse, smoke a sativa and feel couch locked. That can totally happen, is because it's not necessarily the best map to go off of in terms of effects. You obviously want to look at the terps, which we know make all the difference. And also you can play with percentages with these new hybrids and THC up and low and left and right. But the land races, those were, those were the OGs, literally.
Yeah, the land races were like the indigenous populace of cannabis in your around the world, grown either naturally and then cultivated, possibly bred, but they were breeding what they had locally. Like, for example, the Hindu Kush Mountains, where our quote indicas came from, they were growing short, stubby plants that were, very, very relaxing and making hash from them. In the specific climate, the plant adapts to whatever climate it's presented to. So the seeds were disseminated around the world, however that happened. Traders, aliens, missionaries.
Yeah, absolutely. These go back as old as time. They're the originals, and often, I mean, they're all but lost, I would say. I mean, there's obviously some like connoisseurs in the growing industry who try to keep it as pure as possible, but it's really difficult, in this day and age to find yourself a pure Durban poison or Hindu Kush. Like, these are two strains that you'd see all the time too back in the day, because they were still, growing wasn't done at like a mass scale. It was done by just growing what you had, what seeds you had locally, what seeds you just got. And I'm talking back in the day, and I'm talking not so long ago, is you would see these strains that I do believe would probably test as mostly true land races, like like Lamb's Breath. You'd see all the Acapulco Gold, like all these are land races, right?
The Hindu Kush we would see in the early medical days, all of these strains, they were the Acapulco Gold, being so close to Mexico here in California, is one of the strains you'd see back in the day, probably stomped into bricks and brought over. Sometimes it was a little nicer. I've heard people of like actually sailing boats to Thailand and picking up the Thai stick, coming back. And then in the certain climates, like, those areas are closer to the equator, so they get a lot of sun all year round. So those particular plants grew and stretched and became different than the same plant that was growing in the mountains in Afghanistan or in the jungles of Thailand.
Totally.
And each one developed its own characteristics, its own terpene profile. And, when I think it was in the 60s, 70s, people started traveling and going to these places and picking up the seeds and bringing them back somehow. And then these seeds and strains became the base for our modern cannabis.
Yep. We are lucky to have them. We know how we consume cannabis, how it makes us feel. It all stems back to these land races, and they were what they were in terms of percentages and in terms of how they made you feel. And I would say these would be considered true, like a lot of the true sativas and true indicas, right? Kind of, because of the way they were grown. And it just so happens that the way they were grown produces these effects. So they likely did have the terps that make you feel the way that these would make you feel. So if you came in and said, "Oh, I had Hindu Kush, it's a sativa, it made me so uplifted and creative," or I have anxiety and I want to try Hindu Kush, as a bud tender, we would know where to point you, and we would point you to something that would be a true indica and something that is, or whatever, a percentage that you want. I don't think it's difficult now with all the strains, but it is kind of crazy how all the crosses, and it just cross on cross on cross on cross. And you can always tell like what is the trend and what's going around. Obviously, everything was cookies for a while. Everything was Blue Dream. Everything was uh, uh, Skittles and
OG.
runs. Yeah, OG
Yeah.
and all that stuff. And you still see all that now, which is great because that's how you get like really great strains, dessert strains, and all that stuff is by doing science and breeding and doing fun plant stuff. So I love it. It's just interesting to me that it is pretty hard to find things that you would call true sativas, true indicas. And now the percentages are just so high. And I know I sound like old man yells at sky, but I don't because I love a good weed that smacks you up. But I do feel like knowing what you're looking for is really important when you consume your weed. And sometimes knowing the history is pretty good too. If you see something called Hindu Kush at your local dispensary, safe to assume you'd be getting yourself a sativa. Or whatever it is. I don't know. I could have been saying the reverse things because I just smoked a big bowl of that very high THC in my gravity bong. But you know what I meant. You know what I meant.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just kept on saying Hindu Kush, and then I would say all of them.
There are some growers that are bringing back the land races. I'm starting to see them come through the shop, and there's like the lamb's bread. I'm seeing Acapulco Gold. I've seen Congolese Red. We're seeing some Afghani strains come through, and then the same. I've seen them mostly from up north, and then they are taking those genetics wherever they're getting them from and crossing them with modern genetics. So
Right.
we're starting to see like an Afghani runts, which is very
Yes.
interesting.
Yes.
So you're like invigorating these modern strains with these old heirloom genetics. So it's like the same as like when you go to the farmer's market and you get an heirloom tomato. Those are like the original, like how tomatoes were meant to be before they were crossbred and commercialized,
Mass
so that they would
produced.
grow all the same size, and they were stronger, so they could be transported.
Totally.
So we, those new heirlooms they're invigorating our modern genetics, and it's important because we don't want to lose those like the building blocks of what the cannabis industry has been built on. And we can by growing them and then breeding them with new things, we can unlock and take cannabis to the next level.
Totally. Because the medicinal properties of this, and also even just the recreational properties of these, are so valuable and pure. And then to kind of mix and match with the best of the best currently, I think is really an exciting time to be able to do that. So I love a grower who has respect for land races, and I love to see them out there too. I really, really do. And especially especially because like that's where we form how we feel about weed in the first place. We've all smoked a land race likely in our lives up until now. So losing that, it's not nostalgia or anything. It's actually the dignity and the purity of the plant and its properties. I think it's important to remember the land race strains, and if you can see one and try one, and you'll know what you're getting, and you'll be a part of it. You'll be a part of this ever-growing tapestry that is the cannabis industry and the world and the cannabis world. So know your land races and talk to your local bud tender about a land race, because they will clearly talk your ear off about it. We love to talk about the original strains and how and where they came from and all that stuff. It's a nerdy thing, but it's also a really good way to know what you're consuming. If you see these strains, you know what you're getting. It's not, so, and not to disparage anything new that has a crazy name, and doesn't mean anything, and you don't know where the lineage is. Luckily, a lot of companies are now doing that. I think they're realizing that people who really smoke weed want to know what the crosses are. So you'll find them, but still, it's like it's very changed and not too bad though, because there's enough people in the industry who want to keep it real.
What, like some of our original episodes, we found the website Phylos, and they were actually doing like a genome project where they were cataloging all of these genetic tests that they had received, like thousands, and they mapped it out to where this actually came from. And there was like a section that was landrace genetics. That was, it was very interesting. I don't know. They pivoted. Now they sell seeds. So
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. But that was cool. We would look at that all the time, and we'd do like a lineage. We would do one a week where we would look at a strain, see where it came from, and the terps, and also like if it was partially a land race. And we were always like, "Whoa, cool!" Like the strain takes from a land race, and that's pretty cool. But that was a nerdy website, and like I am
super
sad that
nerd,
it's gone.
super nerd stuff.
But it was super fun to go on. It's super stoner nerd. When you're a stoner, you sometimes you think on stuff, and that's what we like to do here at the Cool Nerd Weed Show.
Sit down, light one up, pack a bowl. The nerds have opinions.
Grab your greens.
And sesh with the Cool Nerd Weed Show on Adobe Radio.
Thank you for listening to our yap about land races. We enjoy doing this with you. We do it every Monday at 11 p.m. Eastern, and we'll do it again and again and again. This is our 10-year anniversary that we've been doing this show, which, by the way, everybody on social media is posting their 2016. Oh, this is me in 2016. I was like, oh, let me just see what was happening, what I look like, whatever. And I'm sure we had some pictures together. I think my Lexi girl was. I wanted to see. I have no pictures on my phone from 2016. I must have forgotten to back them up or something, because I have pictures all the way from 2013 on my phone. I was literally scrolling through, and it goes from the end of 2014 to the middle of 2017. And I was like, the fuck? Like, I have nothing. So who knows? Who knows if I even existed during the time period of 2016? There's no photo record.
Mine did the same thing. It jumped. It jumps from like 2005 or 6 to, there's like a huge gap. I mean,
I guess it's just that we didn't back up our pictures or something. It's just weird that I'd be doing it and that I wouldn't do it one full year. It was very strange, and I have like thoughts about it, but there's no photo evidence that I existed, even though we started our show late that year. 10 years ago, we did. So we're celebrating every week with content from back then, random huffs and puffs that we can find, and going live as we do every Monday on Adobe, and also on the video streaming platforms as much as we can. We just want to be in your face this year because it's weed, and weed will, again, like we said at the top of this, will save the entire world, and we're going to be at the forefront of it, giving you the information that you need and that you want, or you may not need, but we think you do. So thank you for hanging. Do we do our sign off?
Yeah.
Do it. Yeah, do it.
All right. Fuck ICE. Fuck Donald Trump. Don't panic.
It's organic.
Hi. Lights. From the Cool Nerd Weed Show. Adobe Radio.
Yes, that was a lovely conversation that we had with Nishant. Go check out a Golden State wherever you are, because it's awesome. And we are back.
we're back.
Oh
We're
my
back.
God. TS got pretty high
True story. It's true.
on amalgamations of weed. We smoked phases today. We smoked Death Row Records today. We smoked, we got pretty high.
Yeah.
So we wanted to do our final huff and puff on something so we have been talking about this, and we brought it up with Nishan about indica and sativa, and when we thought maybe we were going to be not using that anymore, and how, basically that's like the way the industry, people who are in the know, they say that, and it's true, chemistry has come out saying that these classifications aren't necessarily accurate, and that is backed up by like mad science.
Yeah, the whole terminology indica sativa was just like a French botanist.
Yeah,
and some other botanists back in the day.
Yeah, it's it's dated when you're talking about weed, and it doesn't necessarily at all align with what you traditionally think it does. Like the chemistry and like all the molecules and all those things, they found in like this, like all these experiments that they were doing, that like the patterns or whatever weren't matching up with what they thought.
Yeah,
what they should be matching up with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was the results weren't syncing.
Yeah.
With various, there's a lot of factors, the terp profiles, cannabinoids,
right,
percentages.
Terp profiles seem to be what people are saying are going to be what you, that's what you draw your effects from, is terp profiles. We've known this for quite some time. We've talked about this a lot on the show, but since we brought it up before, and like it's just always being brought up, because it's gonna be a weird time like trying to explain that to people. It's just straight chemistry, and it's just we've been doing it for so long.
What really brought this to our attention was the blacklist, and the very first line of theirs post was, and I totally agree with this, was everything's a hybrid, and like if you're having distillate edibles, or vapes, that the blueberry kush flavor doesn't make it an indica.
Right.
Or whatever other flavor you would consider sativa does not make that true.
Yeah. No, for sure. No. No, no. Yeah, that's, it's also like important to note that like you said, it's all hybrid. So like, yes, strains are important to know, like what they're, how they're grown, how they grow, what classification they should be in and stuff like that. But in terms of effects, like that is going to come from, terp profile. And like you said, like there's like mad chemistry that goes into, including but not limited to THC percentage.
Yes.
Just
true.
Saying that's not a big deal though. THC percentage doesn't matter.
It's not the end. It's not the be all end all.
You'll look at that and you'll say, wow, 40%, and then you'll try it and it'll taste like butts.
I've been down that road where something is tested extremely high.
Yeah.
And it was in a lower tier.
Yeah.
And it just tasted like butts.
Tastes like butts. So now what you can do here, is take this as a consumer or someone who is a nerd like us. We're starting to talk about things different. We're starting to, consume weed in a different way. And I think that's like, level 2 of cannabis. I think, because that's what a person will probably initially almost always come in and ask for, right?
Sure.
Like hybrids, bro.
Level 1.
Yeah,
We gotta start somewhere. It's true.
Right. So once you get past and you consider yourself a level 2 smoker, you can really open. You can dedicate your time into learning about what terpenes work for you, and then ask your bud tender. And your bud tender might have to look up on the internet because there's a lot of terpenes in.
Yeah, I have the wheel cheat sheet. It's
perfect.
Available.
And we had that a long time ago too.
We did.
We were on that. So this isn't new news. I know that. All right. Get off my back. No, it's just, I think it's, exactly. This was brought out by the Blacklist, posting about this just when we talked about it with Nishan. And, I just think it's important to keep talking about it always. Because
it is. This came from a tiny little paper, the Tri-City Herald in Richmond, Washington.
But I saw, Riley, the chemistry.
Yeah, Riley's. This is.
I saw her post about it. That this study.
The study. Well, Riley's in tune with the scientific community.
Did the study. Yeah.
This came from the scientific source.
Yeah.
To Riley.
Yeah, she probably did it. No, there's, we're doing all sorts of cool things with science, and it's definitely important to know your terpenes and whatnot, because those really are ultimately probably what we're going to start seeing and talking about, the effects, you know what I mean? Just tell us what you want to feel. We can tell you what the terpenes are. And then your CBDs and your THCs, those can inform your decision, but just smell it.
Smell it. How's it grown?
Yeah, find out how it's grown. That's always good to know. You have the options, as we were talking about with Nishan. You have the options in California, at least. Not in other places. But in California, you have the options to do these things and to learn about, and be open. We were so resistant to every single fucking thing that happened in this fucking industry. We were so no, we're gonna say strains, and now there's 80 billion strains, and I just can't fucking
that are all crossed.
They're all crossed with 80 fucking other billion
all
things.
All the hyphy strains.
And we love it, and we know it. We look it up every time. And I said this to Nishan too. Having lineage on your shit is top tier. That's pretty titties, because I love to know.
Well, yeah.
But we were trying to figure something out earlier. We were like, the fuck is this? And then I wouldn't have,
deep.
I would not have guessed what we came up with. It was, that'll be on our Patreon. It was, I was shocked and appalled, because it's not, I wasn't appalled, but I was shocked. It didn't smell like what you said. So everything is so different now, There's a lot of variety. Sorry, I went off on a little bit of a tangent.
Yeah, but Phases in the Golden State, they present to you all of the information. They present all of the information. Level 1, level 2, level 3.
Big old fan of that.
And all the way to level 5.
That's what's up.
So.
Yeah, they do. They are all levels. They're all levels. Just like the Cool Nerd Weed Show. We're for all levels too. For the beginners, especially the beginners. And veterans, especially the veterans. We're for all. All right, that's our show. We had a good show. I want to end it on that note. We had a good show. We talked about good things. This wasn't even a huff and puff. It was more of a final puff. It was more of a, this is just what's happening in the world, man.
I like the final puff.
The final puff. I'll play that. Follow us or find us, Cool Nerd Weed Show. You just Google us. You can go to the YouTubes. We'll have lots of video posted of this last conversation with Nishan. Go buy a Golden State. Go follow them on the Instagrams and go buy them with your green monies. And
don't panic.
It's organic, man. It could have gotten you there and it didn't.
Give it up for Adobe, everybody.